Alright, I'm back with another Destiny 2 video, and I just saw a note from Bungie that they're going to do more of those like blog type articles, and that will make for shorter TWABs. So obviously anytime there is a big blog post article, I will try to cover it in some capacity, but since those seem to be coming at kind of random, those are a little hard to plan for, unlike the TWAB, which is around the same time every Thursday. But that means this one shouldn't be too long, but I've already glimpsed a few interesting things in here, and we will just go through it. This week at Bungie, we have some announcements, reminders, and things. Oh my. Happy TWAB Day, Guardians. Today we are talking about creepy crawlies, what's wrapping up at the end of the season, and a note on yesterday's downtime. Similar to last week, we had another blog post go live sharing the economy updates. Here's a quick breakdown of everything we talked about. Yeah, we talked about that already yesterday. Wait, no, I didn't do it. I didn't do a video on that, did I? I did an article about that this morning, or I covered the FOMO stuff that they are getting rid of, which fundamentally, so I guess I should comment on this a little bit. Like, I do think all of this is a good idea. It seems like the first step in reducing FOMO, and I have a feeling that we're going to see this happen with past seasonal weapons too. Maybe not like the recent seasons, but like Season of Displacer weapons and things like that. Returning in some capacity. We'll see how it works with like costs and everything, but you know, I don't have a huge problem with like the tons of engrams you need for stuff you have never unlocked, because it's like a one-time unlock, and then from there it will be a lot easier. But in general, I think this is a good way to catch people up with old stuff that there's literally just no way to get any of this stuff like outside of time travel. So bringing back a lot of not just the gear, but shaders and things like that, I think is a great idea. This first batch of stuff here, I think I have pretty much all of it. I looked over the shader list and I'm like, I don't have every shader memorized, so I don't know if I'm missing any of these, but I don't think I am, because they're mostly like world drop shaders and like the old faction ones that I have, but I can see, you know, some stuff filling in some blanks over time as more stuff is added to the system. So that is good in general. All right. Yesterday's triumphs, fix, and rollback. Earlier this week, we discovered hotfix 6305, or no, we released hotfix 6305 shortly after reports came in that many triumph seals and catalysts were missing. We discovered that the issue was caused when some currently incompatible EDZ and Nessus triumphs were moved from Forsaken into the Archive triumph section. And now we are vaulting EDZ and Nessus. No, they didn't say that. Okay. To make that change, we use a tool that can move the player state from one location to another in the player's account. This tool is very powerful and requires careful and cautious handling. Due to a configuration error, we accidentally reran an older state migration process used for the Beyond Light release. As a result, we ended up recopying old data from Beyond Light into the current configuration, essentially undoing certain aspects of player regression since then. Interesting. That is a detailed explanation, and that's too bad. Once we identified that the issue resulted in a loss of player state, we took the game down to rollback player database while we investigated how to remove dangerous change from the build. Last night we constructed a patch for 6305 that removed the change that was there, tested it, and deployed it to live. As a result, there was a rollback. You lost some progress, which was not great. So like this is like I've talked about Destiny's tech problems, but like this is one thing where it's like, okay, so here's what happened, here's how this happened, but like everyone just shouting like Destiny 3 would fix this, like a new engine would fix this, like probably not in this case. Like this is deep dive game development stuff that is a lot more complicated than like here's the fix for this to prevent anything like this from ever happening again. And there are no easy answers. Okay. Oh man, it's that time again. All right, are you ready, Guardians? It's that time of year where we get to vote on our Festival of the Lost Armor themes. Make sure you keep reading, because we did change things up a bit this year. No more monsters, I know that. They are tired of the monsters losing, I guess. So everything is a monster. Bug monsters. But if you have questions, feel free to sound off on socials. To get to the changes more specifically, in the past years, 2 Festival of the Lost Armor themes were developed, Monsters and Dinosaurs. Then the voting occurred at the theme level, and voting was aggregated across classes. In 2023, one of the big changes we're making to our voting is voting class specific. Last year, voting was very close, but wasn't consistent across classes. Oh, interesting. To help make sure each class gets the armor set they're most excited about, I think this is the hunters that wanted the Godzilla cape but couldn't get it. To make sure each class gets the armor set they're most excited about, we decided to let each class vote individually rather than bucketing armor sets together. To address some of the logistic issues with that approach, we're trying something a little different with the concept. Instead of making two themes, we've chosen Creepy Crawlies as this year's theme. Yeah, that's a good idea. I think this is a good idea to do one kind of similar theme rather than like two wildly different themes, so you're not just like having these totally disjointed armor sets like two of one kind and one of another kind. You'll be voting on two different interpretations, a spooky spider style or a bone-chilling beetle body. That means if Titans want to live the arachnid life, hunters can't live without glowing wings. Everybody wins. Glowing wings. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so these are the two sets. Spider set and beetle set. My first initial gut reaction is spider set on the whole. It is just very unique. Certainly, I would say at least for Titan and Warlock. For Hunter, I like the idea of spider leg cape. That is a cool thing. But like we do have the arachnid spider helmet already with all the little eyes over it. So that is something that kind of exists already. In terms of the beetles, the Titan beetle set is really good too. Like, honestly, I would pick both Titan sets and probably neither of the Warlock sets. Sorry. Warlocks, like, they're just not quite at the same level with fashion most of the time. Like, not to say there are no good Warlock looks, but I feel like it is much easier to design fashion when you're not concentrated on robes so much. What I believe is happening here is that this hunter is supposed to be a firefly, because these wings are glowing, and they do kind of look like firefly wings. So that is cool. That's something you can't see in the art, but something they mentioned. I just don't like the Warlock just doesn't look. I don't know. Something's missing here. Like something's off. It's like not enough Beetle going on here. Maybe if I could turn this around. I just tried to turn him around with my mouse. That was not great. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna vote just for the Titan. Those legs alone on the back, like that is pretty clutch. And as much as I want the leg cape on Hunter, I would say Beetle for Hunter. So I would say Spider, Beetle. So Spider on Titan and Warlock, and Beetle on Hunter. That is my current decision, which may change over time. It's a very good Beetle set for Titan. Those boots alone, man, look at that. It's very good. But this is extremely cool too. So I'm curious what I am curious a little bit about what the hair, like the little spider fibers, will look like in like the Destiny engine, because fur is like sometimes good, sometimes bad. These look a little like more coarse than the fur we have now. This is more kind of the fur that exists presently. I don't know if that's supposed to be like fur or web. This seems more like little spines. This looks like more web. But I'm curious to see how that works in practice. I think I'll stick with that. That seems pretty much like that. It is a cool helmet under there too. I think that's going to be my call here, but I'm curious to see what everybody thinks of these. I like this idea. I think it's a good idea to have a kind of similar theme and then do it by class. I was not a fan of the mech set, and I just really don't use any of the mech armor now. Like, I get that it was a good homage to like classic mech anime and stuff, but like I don't think it looks very good in Destiny most of the time for the overall aesthetic. This stuff is a lot more, kind of in keeping with, the Hive are kind of our bugs to some extent, and so this is not like too far off from that. So I think these are both very good sets. My guess is that Spiders will get at least two of the sets, and then maybe Hunter will get that one, but we'll see. All right. How you vote is changing a little bit as well to accommodate the updates. If you sign up for emails via your Bungie account, you will receive an email allowing you to vote for your primary class. For example, if you're a Hunter main, you'll receive a Hunter email. We know a lot of you play more than one class. Oh, interesting. But haven't been able to receive our emails for one reason or another. If you're in one of those other two groups, we have a solution for you as well. We'll have a separate voting link where you can submit your votes for your secondary class or your primary if you didn't get the email. These votes will be blended into the same pool as others. Okay, so it's not just like everybody can vote for all three. They're trying to gear it toward your main. I guess technically my main is Warlock, so yeah. All right, well, we'll see. I guess you can vote for two with the other link. Quick disclaimer, these are draft concept, but we don't plan on changing them. We reserve the right to do so. Yeah, it's like 9 months away, so things happen. We're saying this because if our art team comes up with something with an awesome way to make them even cooler, we want flexibility on those changes. They're masters of their craft. We want to leave them space to do what they do best. Yeah, they've altered past concept art a little bit to the final product, but usually they just kind of add more detail to it. Upcoming content changes. Next week, we're planning to deploy some new updates to help everyone complete their collections this season. Weekly deep sight red border weapon focusing will be adjusted to daily availability for the remainder of the season to help players craft those final weapons before Lightfall arrives. This will also apply to vendors offering deep sight weapons focusing from season 16 to 18. So all of the weapons from all of the season can be daily deep sight focused. It's becoming a little frustrating to like grind to any great extent at the beginning of the season for crafting. Like, I understand, I get what they're doing here, and because this is the shortest season, and these weapons are going away indefinitely, they want to make sure like people don't miss out on the chance to craft pretty much everything because they won't get another chance indefinitely here. But it just like the difference between the grind and like the first month compared to the last month, it's already significantly different once you unlock like the weekly deep sight. And then there's this season, there's at least 2 or 3 upgrades that really help with deep sight focusing. But like then just being like, screw it, everyone gets one. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's a lot of wasted time for dedicated players. And like, I guess part of that's my own fault, but I didn't think they'd go this far in terms of like just giving away every red border every day. Like, I don't know. I can't get too mad about it, but like something is not quite right with the way this system works currently, as it really discourages you from playing a lot of the new stuff right away and like just be like, all right, well, I'm going to put this off for at least 2 months until it's much easier to get all the red frames. I just don't know if it should work like that exactly, but whatever, this time around, sure, fine. As a reminder, Iron Banner reputation gains will be increased in several ways when Fortress returns on January 31st. Another grind I shouldn't have done initially, though I will fully admit that this one is kind of my fault. I did do this because I thought that the second week of Iron Banner would coincide during my week-long vacation, and turns out it's actually the week before. But whatever, I have the chainmail shader, that's fine. So they're increasing base reputation earned per match, increase multiplier for Iron Banner armor, increase multiplier for Iron Banner emblem. Go earn that chainmail shader. Yes, please do. It was worth the grind. I don't like it was exhausting, but like this is one of the best shaders in the game by far, for sure. Season of the Seraph ends soon. It ends on February 28th. We know that. Redeem your Bungie rewards. Blah blah blah. Moments of Triumph is almost over. Redeem that stuff. Buy things. Known issues. Blues are still dropping. That's not in here, but they said it would be fixed in a future updates. Blues are only gone from claiming like public event chests and world chests and things, but they still drop in the wild plenty, so not great. Season of the Seraph title only needs 9 of 10 available triumphs to acquire the title. Oh, I thought that was like they did that on purpose. All right, does this mean I'm not going to get? I better go check what that last triumph is. A Born Imperative quest cannot be picked up if your inventory is full. Yeah, like all quests pretty much. Season of Seraph armor may display the message, unlike this item in collections. You will need to earn the armor elsewhere before purchasing it from the vendor. Isn't that just how it works normally? Revision Zero's Hunter Trace Intrinsic may not unlock after, should you choose to accept it, quests are completed simultaneously. Oh, that's not great. Many weapon crafting quests and triumphs are not progressing. Wasn't that part of the hotfix? Didn't they change a bunch of weapon crafting quests? Deep Explorer boots are missing from the armor ornament menu. I have those transmogged. That's, I think, on all my classes. That's a bummer. Shotgun reticle remains on screen while emoting. Find Fire Team on the companion app doesn't work for accounts whose main characters are from Stadia. As if Stadia needed any more insult to injury. We have an issue causing the next artifact unlock to display 0-1 instead of expected XP progress. It's visual only. Alright, so we have Movie of the Week. I don't know any of these. Art of the Week. Strand. Oh, that's cool. And there you have it, the final TWAB in January. I have no idea how this month went by so fast. And goodness, that means we are really, really close to Lightfall. Alright, well, let's get back to the Game Guardians. But before you do, Here's a reminder to get those triumphs wrapped up and make sure you're following the Destiny 2 team Twitter accounts. Hope you get to sit in a sun puddle soon. Say Crafty Sam. Okay. In conclusion, the Bane news was yesterday with the focusing stuff, and voting will be on these. Vote Spider Titan, Spider Warlock, Beetle Hunter. That's my endorsement. But all right, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.